musim ini?
Saya melihatnya memang secara umum Honda lebih complicated ya, lebih masalahnya itu lebih banyak gitu ya. Terutama karena memang secara umum pola pengembangan mereka yang berbasiskan satu orang pembalap, yaitu Marc Marquez. Sebenarnya sih mungkin mereka tidak ini dengan Marc Marquez, tapi artinya gimana? Mereka bikin motor seliar apapun sebelum ini Marc Marquez bisa tanganin. Itu masalahnya. Ketika Marc Marquez sedang dalam keadaan tidak bisa menangani, disitulah akan jadi masalah. Disitulah development akan mandek. Nah, kayak gitu. Dan untuk sementara saya coba ini dulu dan ternyata hari ini itu attendance-nya atau penonton itu 105.000. Luar biasa ya. Hampir 2 kali lipat. Yang kemarin itu sekitar 46.000. Jadi total 179.
Oke, baik. Kalau begitu langsung saja kita akan menyaksikan balapan dari sirkuit Assen yang merupakan balapan dari seri ke-8 di Belanda. Selamat menyaksikan.
Weekend in June, which means only one thing. We're at the iconic and historic Cathedral of Speed in Assen, where tens of thousands of MotoGP mad fans have congregated to worship the world's best riders. Here he is, the man fastest on Friday and the star of Super Saturday. Marco Bezzecchi is a red-hot favourite in scorching hot conditions to head to the beach buzzing as round 8 today takes us into the 5-week summer break. Italian legend Valentino Rossi, the last rider to win back-to-back Dutch TTs nearly 20 years ago. That's the mission. World champion Pecco Bagnaia is hoping to complete today. 12 months ago, in a tense Dutch TT, Bagnaia beat Bezzecchi. Bezzecchi beat Bagnaia in yesterday's sprint. So who takes a 2-1 lead? And the bragging rights back to Italy. Or can the likes of the hard-charging, fast-starting Brad Binder and Fabio Quartararo break the Catty's iron grip on MotoGP in 2023? 26 laps then of this legendary Assen circuit coming your way in MotoGP in front of a packed full house, over 105,000 fans enjoying this early summer sunshine here in Assen. There are your most recent winners then. Marc Marquez, sadly sidelined. Who will ever forget that incredible 2018 battle here 5 years ago, when in that lead group there were over 150 overtakes. We would relish and love more of the same when we hear this afternoon in the next 40 minutes or so. Bezzecchi goes from pole, an all-Italian front row then with Bagnaia, the world champion, in second. Marini on that front row as well. The flares are already going off. Trackside here, keep a close eye on Jorge Martin. Can he make it back-to-back Grand Prix wins for the first time in his MotoGP career? Big task for him coming from that 4th row in 10th place.
The final tyre information is through from Michelin. Bit of a 50-50 split with those who've gone for the medium and the soft rear tyre. Top 4 on the grid have all gone for the medium. The key contenders to look out for on the soft rear tyre are Brad Binder starting 5th and Johan Zarco starting 8th.
A record crowd, 116,000 fans in Le Mans. A record crowd last weekend in Germany at the Sachsenring, over 100,000. Same here today in Assen. And of course, we're looking forward to our first stopover coming up later on this season, September the 24th. I'm sure there are thousands of fans watching back home in India. There you go, 179,000 fans have come into this great circuit here this weekend. Tickets for our first ever Indian Grand Prix have gone on sale this weekend. If you get a chance to go to our inaugural Third International Circuit class, September the 23rd, grab your tickets now. It's going to be the hottest ticket in town. As we mentioned, the fans are coming back to MotoGP in their droves. 105,000 fans watching here today. We look forward to our first trip to India in late September. In the present, though, it's all about the Dutch TT here in Assen. 26 laps around the Cathedral of Speed. Green flag waves at the back. It's full throttle. Lights out and away we go here in Assen. Marco Bezzecchi's got a good launch away from pole position, but so too has Pekka Bagnaia. Bagnaia's going to swing to the inside line. Here comes Brad Binder. He's got 3 Ducatis in the first corner. He takes Marini, he takes Bezzecchi and Bagnaia. That is brilliant by Binder.
Really poor start for Fabio Quartararo. He's back down in the midfield now. He lost a whole heap of places into that first corner. Maverick Vinales was one of the riders who got away particularly well. He's trying to make ground from where he is on the grid, but Binder leads into this trouble for the first time.
Once again, Luca Marini losing early ground here. He slips already behind the Aprilia of Aleix Espargaro. There he is on the number 10 line. Fabio Quartararo's had a hollow start as well. He went out of that second row 4th. He's down in 12th.
And Jorge Martin is behind him. He's 13, so Martin didn't make ground on the first lap either. So Prima Pramac Ducati and Monster Yamaha having a terrible start to this Grand Prix.
What a sensational start that was. We're accustomed to seeing Armido from Binder using that RC16 launch control to brilliant effect. He utilises himself fantastically. He got the lead on 3 Ducatis who had no slugs off the line, not sluggish off the line, but he got through on Bagnaia, Bezzecchi, and Marini. It's Binder that's making the early running here in Assen.
Aleix Espargaro has made a good start too. He's up 2 places into 4th. He's got Marini behind him and Oliveira looking back at Fabio Quartararo then, who's running in 12th place as they come through the Ramshoek for the first time into the Gertie chicane. Brad Binder will lead us through there. That's the battle going on between Alex Marquez and Taka Nakagami. They're battling for 9th place. Jack Miller on the move too as he comes through on Maverick Vinales. That's for 7th place.
So Miller starting his charge towards the top 6. He started this Dutch TT in 12th. Binder is that leads from Bagnaia. Bezzecchi the pole man in 3rd. Aleix Espargaro 4th. Over line Miguel Oliveira's had a really good first lap. Oh, that's Jack Miller's gone down. Miller's lost the front of his KTM in the first corner, and he just looks full of frustration. He gives the aero a proper good kick. Binder, his teammate now at the front. So Miller had a really good first lap. He gained 5 spots, 12th to 7th. But his hopes end in a cloud of dust in the first corner.
We're on board then with Pecco Bagnaia. We know that Brad Binder is not an easy rider to overtake. That KTM really does punch out at the disturbance, but Bagnaia so quick there through turn 7 as they now round turn 8 onto one of the shorter straights around this circuit. Binder will fight all he can for this, but there's going to be a queue of Ducatis up behind him, and Aleix Espargaro also in the mix of this battle as well. He's just back there in 4th place ahead of Marini.
Fabio Quartararo had a really poor first lap, and as you mentioned, he did take the line in that first lap down in 12th place. Johan Zarco, it was a horror show for the French fly. Zarco over the line in that one in 14th spot, but he moved up 1 place after Miller's early error. But not what we're expecting to see from Zarco. Look like he's going to be having 4 straight Sunday podiums for the first time in MotoGP. Bagnaia then, is he sizing up Binder for an attack on the brakes in the Timber chicane? Well, he had a look, but there's no way through. Binder just too good from the RC16 into 16.
Yeah, it's a tough, tall order to overtake Brad Binder the best of the times, let alone into that Timber chicane where he is so good on the brakes. You can see Bagnaia snaking behind Binder to try and get it stopped. The fastest rider on track though on that second lap was Maverick Vinales, who's up ahead of Miguel Oliveira. 3 and 3 is inside the top 7 at the moment.
Yeah, Vinales got Oliveira on that sweep down to break his over the first corner. He just got the better drive grip coming out of the Timber chicane. There's a wave for picking his way through there on Taka Nakagami. On board with Jorge Martin. That's Martin going through on Nakagami after his really poor first lap. But Miller careers out in front of him. So now Red Bull KTM hopes resting firmly on the broad shoulders of Binder, who's coming under big pressure here from Bagnaia. Is Bagnaia going for it? He is. This is awesome. He's down further back down the pack as well. I don't know if that made one of his
Quartararo. They're both dropping down. If the Frenchmen come together,
friendly fire. Quartararo then, there's going to be no double podium for him here.
they have come together.
They have gone down. Fabio Quartararo is hurt here, isn't he? He's already got that that nasty left foot injury, left ankle injury. This is a fast part of the circuit as well. This is coming through the high-speed turn 6 and 7 before you attack towards Steckenwald. We're going to try and find out what happened then between the 2 French friendly fires there. Quartararo clearly came off the worst of that one. It's going to be painful wonderful start to his summer break, having, believe it or not, got injured at training, running in Amsterdam just a few days ago. After all that drama, Bagnaia then has taken the lead. Binder in second place, Bezzecchi still in third place. He's been there since the first corner of this Grand Prix. Viñales again is the fast man circuit. He now moves on the inside of Marini into the first corner. Viñales, who is an Assen specialist, 8 podiums in his previous races here in Assen. 133, 638. Viñales up to P5.
It'll go a long way to find a better rider with a better record than Viñales around here. Fabio Quartararo being helped away. Let's hope that the pain he's in was pain that he was already suffering from when he got on the bike, rather than anything that's been exacerbated or made worse by that crash. But the Aprilias are looking menacing. Aleix Espargaro just at the back of the picture running 4th. Viñales fastest man on track in 5th. And Miguel Oliveira is now the next rider in line, looking to try and overtake Luca Marini for 6th.
Yeah, it's been a moment as well for Aleix Espargaro as he desperately tries to go with the trio ahead of him. Oh, and that's Barry Viñales. Viñales, what we just said, he's done successive fastest laps of the Grand Prix, and it all ends in the gravel track. He drops down, head in hands. Maverick Viñales, how quickly that front end going into second bar. That's a third gear engine. This is going to be a fast one, isn't it? He tips it in. Maverick Viñales, another early casualty. We've already lost Jack Miller at the end of the start of lap 2 at the first corner. And Viñales is hot pace, 2 hot for his Michelin front tyre. He is down and out as well.
Slightly surprised the race direction haven't had a look at turn 7, because there's gravel all over the racetrack there from the incident between Quartararo and Zarco. So I haven't seen a second look at that, so we don't know whether they crashed independently or went down together. But Bagnaia sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix as he leads Brad Binder, but they're very little to choose between them, just 600ths of a second on those lap times on the previous lap. And Bezzecchi also going with them, 6/10 of a second covers our leading 3, with Aleix Espargaro, he's sole a prettier contender now in that leading quartet.
Aleix Espargaro fighting so hard to keep himself on tabs with this lead trio. He just set a 133.893, which is his personal best lap of the race so far, but it's still 3 or 4 tenths behind Bagnaia, Binder and Bezzecchi, who are directly ahead of him. He has got a bit of breathing space, as you can see here on the long camera shot, looking back through the Weinschlag. Aleix Espargaro, 1.2 seconds now clear on Marini. Binder, as you can see, the only man in the top 3 that went for the soft rear tyre. He's going to be maybe a little bit conscious about running out of grip or having some durability problems towards the back end of this 26-lap race. At the moment, though, keeping himself right in the hunt. He's in the Bagnaia Bezzecchi sandwich right now.
Aleix Espargaro 1.1 seconds behind. That mistake that we spotted on the previous lap cost him a good half second. He did a 134.5 on the previous lap in Espargaro, which dropped him away from that leading trio and back towards Marini again. Oliveira's then behind him. He was in 6th. He's now been overtaken by Jorge Martin, who's starting to make progress. He did his personal best last time around, but Martin already best part of 3 seconds off the lead.
Yeah, you can just see there, out of your picture is Aleix Espargaro at the moment having a lonely ride in that 4th place. Here comes Jorge Martin on the inside of Luca Marini, who's having another real tough job. Marini just got it wrong, didn't he? Pushed a little bit offline going in to the Timber chicane. Blitzing on through came Martin, Oliveira, Alex Marquez and Anea Bashi, didn't he? He's now coming under pressure from Taka Nakagami. That was a real tough timber chicane for Luca Marini, who, just as he did in the sprint yesterday, is having a real tough battle to run the hot pace at the front. And Nakagami's got through him, coming through turn number 4. Made that look so easy. It looks like Marini just can't turn that Ducati. Yesterday his problems were on the front end. You just wonder whether that's the same issue that he's got right now, because Luca Marini has lost 5 places already on this current lap, or the end of the last lap, the start of this current lap. Bad spell for the Marini.
Alex Marquez comes through on Miguel Oliveira, so Oliveira starting to lose a little bit of ground early on in this race. This is what happened then into the final chicane as Martin cut in tight. You can see that moment there for Marini on the way. He just had no momentum coming out of that going to the chicane. At this stage, he's running in 6th place. He ends up coming through the first corner in 9th, and by the end of the first sector, he was down even further into 10th. Back with the leaders then, the leading trio of Bagnaia, Binder and Bezzecchi. Aleix Espargaro further behind them. He's been able to chip away a 10th or 2 in the first half of this lap as Binder swarms all over the back of the reigning world champion.
Fastest man on the circuit right now, though, is the pole man and the pre-race favourite Bezzecchi on his last lap. He's about to complete lap 6. Lap 5, though, he fired in a 133.229, which saw him close the gap by 4 tenths on Bagnaia, 3 tenths on Binder. Over the line they come again now. Bagnaia and Binder do immediately retaliate and find and exchange their best laps of this Grand Prix. They do on 133.3 and 133.4 respectively. Right on board then now with the Moody VR46 Ducati, the year-old GP22 in the more than capable hands of Bezzecchi through this tight first sector here in Assen. This was the part of the modified section first introduced back in 2006, and then now you move on to what we refer to as the good old-fashioned classic high-speed spurt through the Weinschlang, through the Ruskin hook as well. 6 gear here, approaching 330 kilometers an hour. Now Bastianini, he's gone down. So already early on in this Dutch TT, in the hottest conditions of the weekend, well, that's a problem, isn't it?
He's gone down and he's done some damage clearly, because you can see some flames there from the exhaust there. He's gone down into the strubber, so it's a pretty slow speed crash for an Bastianini, but as you can see, it's now triggered some flames from the bottom of that GP23.
He's running in 8th place, was Bastianini, so already there we have lost some big names, some big hitters in this Grand Prix. Bastianini, the latest fitted, Vinales had crashed out on his own while trying towards the podium back to the Steckenval, and then that's one happened then between the two Frenchmen, Joan Zarco and Fabio Quartararo. At the top of your picture now, Quartararo goes down his own, and on the outside there's nothing that Zarco can do about it. Quartararo losing the front at high speed. Look at this, he's just going to run over the curves on the inside. The front end touching underneath him. And that was the big one, that was, wasn't it? Going through turn 9. Both of them thankfully on their feet, and there's nothing that Zarco could do to react there. Nothing, absolutely nothing. So Zarco and Quartararo out in the same instant. The best news for them though, they were up and on their feet. Something's happened here to Bezzecchi, hasn't it? We just didn't say, didn't we, like 34 flight in that last lap. He must have made a mistake somewhere, surely.
Yeah, I think on the previous lap, as he came very close to the back of Brad Binder through the Ruskin hook, turn 6, and the approach to 7, I think Bezzecchi just had to check up a little bit and avoid running into the back of Brad Binder, and that cost him a little bit of time on that last lap. As you say, he fell best part of a second behind. He did a 1:34.0 last time round, did Bezzecchi, so he's 8/10 of a second in the moment, a drift of the rider that we're on board with now. Based on what we've seen from Bezzecchi so far this weekend, you'd expect him to very quickly cruise up to the back of this leading trio again. But another shout out again to Elijah Spargo, who's doing a fine job in 4th place. He's near enough matching the leaders for pace. His personal best last time around at 1:33.4. The Aprilia man is 1.5 seconds off the lead.
Would be a season best for Elijah Spargo if he was not told off that 4th place. Fabio Quartararo is a bruising end to our triple header here in Assen. The running accent, jogging in Amsterdam while he was enjoying a sightseeing trip in between the German and Dutch Grand Prix. That's what left him with a special boot fitted this weekend, both on and off the track. He goes out on his own accord and collects poor Zarco with him as well. Bezzecchi has quickly regrouped here, and some cracking last lap that by Marco Bezzecchi, fastest of the race so far, 1:33.138. That was 3/10 faster than Bagnaia and Binder directly ahead of him. And you just, in this first section where Bezzecchi struggles more, it's in the high-speed, fast-flying section. He's so good at turning that Ducati through fast corners, and that's where he feels like he has the upper hand, he has the big advantage. We'll find out how that plays out over the last 18 laps or so. Still a long way to go here in Assen. And I guess one of the big question marks as well is just how much durability, how much endurance will Binder have after that soft rear tyre choice, having had to push hard these early laps to lead and then try and stay with Bagnaia once he hit the front.
He also needs to try and manage the temperature of his front tyre if he can as well, running behind the world champion for as long as he is. That gap has very quickly disappeared, hasn't it, between Brad Binder and Marco Bezzecchi. He was 6/10 at the start of the lap. That's already been cut in half halfway through this lap. Maverick Vinales can only watch on. He was showing kind of pace that suggested he might well be able to join this group with the pace he was setting. He was setting fastest laps for fun early on in the race, but he is now out of contention through this part of the lap, through the fast right there of Holger Heider coming through. Brad Binder does tend to close up on the back of Bagnaia, but through Ramshoek, Bagnaia is able to eke out a little bit of an advantage, so he's not under threat from Binder into the final chicane as they complete lap 9 then of 26. This is lap 10. And once again, Marco Bezzecchi comfortably the quickest of that leading trio. 1:33.2 for him last time around. He was 3/10 quicker than the pair ahead of him.
Another Sunday shock of a Vinales. That's a 4th DNF in the last 5 Grand Prix for him. We follow the top trio then in this tight first sector. second gear all the way through here, turns 3, 4, then back to first gear for this low speed, the only first gear corner around Assen. Something's happened to Lace Spargo. Look at his front brake lead protector there, sticking vertically up in the air. So there's been some early contact for the Aprilia man on that number 41 machine. It was going through turn 5, of course, 1 year ago, where he was ran off circuit by the crashing Quattararo. Some days in Assen of late have been not very kind to Quattararo, have they? He had 2 crashes in the Grand Prix here last year, and another high-speed one here today, which collected his arc. Let's try and find out then what happened to Aleix Espargaro. He got a real good launch away, didn't he? He's going to come up behind Luca Marini going into this first corner. Marini gets pinched between Binder and Bezzecchi, and there's the contact as Aleix Espargaro powered the Aprilia through the right-hander. We're going to get a good look at this, aren't we? Back from Marco Bezzecchi. That's why those front brake protectors are there, because if they weren't, then Aleix Espargaro's going to go down. Look at the damage as well. That shows what a phenomenal job. We said he was doing a fantastic job, Aleix Espargaro, but take into account the damage to that factory Aprilia now then. A flapping wing on the right-hand side, damage to his front brake protector, and he's still there in 4th place, and not completely out of this podium battle. Outstanding job by Espargaro. In fact, despite all his problems, all the things having to contend with, he's just done his best lap of the race at 1:33.296. Awesome, this by Aleix.
Yeah, tell you what, we make that Aprilia go any quicker, will it? I think we've got another damage to Aprilia out there, because Ralph Fernandez has just plummeted down the order. He's yet to come through the 3rd sector, so I fear he might have crashed out of the Grand Prix somewhere else around the lap. We're riding on board now with Jorge Martin, who might be in for a bit of a lonely afternoon there in 5th place. He did his personal best last time round, 1:33.223, which was quicker than everyone ahead of him with the exception of Bezzecchi. But the pace is so hot at the front of this Grand Prix, they're all in the low 33s, that Martin is just not making any inroads in the 4 riders ahead of him. Unless anyone runs into tyre problems up ahead or someone crashes out, Martin looks locked down there in 5th place, with Alex Marquez having a very good afternoon just behind him in 6th.
This hot job by Aleix Espargaro. You think about that big early contact with Marini in the first corner. Marini had his dramas offline here last year, didn't he, when he was caught up in a pretty controversial incident with Joan Mir launching off the line. Joan Mir still remaining sideline, of course, from the factory Honda. He'll be hoping to be fighting fit back at the British Grand Prix at Silverstone as Honda's injury woes continue. Marc Marquez not taking part in this Dutch TT, withdrawing this morning. A sleepless night with that cracked rib. The high-speed change direction was difficult to breathe before he sat on that Repsol Honda, chasing 17th place in yesterday's sprint meet for the 5th time this season. Marc Marquez, a frustrated spectator, watching trackside here then in Assen as Binder's KTM starts squirming underneath him on the brakes into the first corner. We drop further back down the field. The pace starting to pick up here. Bagnaia and Binder, they both exchange fastest laps of the race. A 1:33.097 is now the best from Binder, as Oliveira makes a real mess of the ramp turn 15. He runs really wide, and that has meant Oliveira dropped down to 10th place.
Yeah, he's now back behind Fabio Di Gianantonio, and he's now behind Frankie Morbidelli. Backing up a little bit just to ease the temperature on his front. Wasn't the case. He's feeling the pace getting quicker up ahead of him, allowing Bagnaia a bit tremendous ride here once again, because Bagnaia is throwing everything at him so far, and Binder has answers at the moment.
Bagnaia will know, his team would have told him, he probably saw it as well, that Binder's got that soft rear tyre on. He's one of only 4 riders in the top 9 that has the soft rear. He just wondered now whether Bagnaia, knowing that Binder's got the soft on, thinking, okay, I'm just going to try and up the pace here now, push Binder into a place and a pace where he doesn't really want to be with the soft rear tyre. How much is this going to be eating up the grip on Binder's soft rear tyre? Bagnaia, they come over the line again. Binder, again, is the slightly quicker man in 2nd place. The South African, as we mentioned pre-race, is the ultimate son. Also, just finding another 1:33.4, stabilising that gap to around 6/10 of Binder in 3rd spot. Is he keeping his powder dry, saving some tyre for the end of this Grand Prix?
Bagnaia looks a little wide to me in the middle of the Gertema chicane last time. To a problem with the motorcycle rather than a mistake from him. Taka Nakagami has also ran wide through the Gertema chicane, but nowhere near as much further wide than Bagnaia did moments ago. He's exceeded track limits. A long lap penalty for Taka Nakagami, who's had a good afternoon, to be fair to him, in 7th place, but that long lap penalty will drop him back behind Luca Marini.
It's a good job Lace Spargo is fighting his damaged motorcycle so hard around this Assen circuit, because otherwise it's going to be another nightmare for the Nawali factory with Maverick Vinales crashing in. He was steaming towards the podium battle at Stekovar, and now Miguel Oliveira to retire on the crypto data action. Perhaps that is major problems as well, because at the moment there are 17, 16 riders now circulating in this Dutch TT. Ralph Van sadly is right at the very back as Binder again, he's so good on the brakes, isn't he, into that timber chicane. There's still a long way to go here. We're just about now at the halfway stage. 13 completed, 13 to go here in Assen. Jorge Martinez found some serious speed at this halfway point of the race. A 1:33.065. That's a great lap by Martin. Quickest of the race so far. Binder just gone a little bit hot there, hasn't he? And that has all the ground running in that hot on the entry, compromised all of his exit speed, and that is why Bagnaia comes through the first sector very shortly, probably 2 or 3 tenths clear now of the South African.
It was 6 tenths at the start of the lap. It's now up to 8 tenths for Pecco Bagnaia. So is he now taking this opportunity to try and pull clear of Brad Binder? Can Binder respond to that? We know he responded a few laps ago when Bagnaia put in that fastest lap of the Grand Prix, but that mistake has just opened up a bit of breathing space for the reigning world champion. So Binder needs to respond quickly. This is Taka Nakagami then taking his long lap penalty. We've seen a few riders through there over the course of the day so far. Nakagami stays nicely within the white lines. He's rejoined in 8th place, so he did lose that spot to Luca Marini.
Back with our leaders then. There's confirmation on your screens of Jorge Martin's brilliant 1:33.065. To do that pace at these very hot temperatures on pretty well-worn Michelin tyres already, just shows that Jorge Martin potentially, if you feel that maybe only a late Spargo, he'll be able to pick off in the second half of this Grand Prix. But to his credit, we've been talking long, and with good reason. A late Spargo is still there in a fighting 4th place, and he's just taken third. So a late Spargo now has cut that gap to second and third under a second. It's not a given here that the pole man is going to hang on to that podium place as Nicola Corona gets a little bit hot on the collar on the Repsol Honda.
Yeah, he lost a lot of places on the previous lap. He was running in 11th place. He's now dropped to the back of our 16-rider field, so whether he's made a mistake or that Honda has packed up on him, either way, Leclerc is out of the points and that's him be out of the Grand Prix. Here he comes into the pit lane. But Brad Binder did respond on that last lap. The first half of the lap, Bagnaia extended the lead to almost a second. In the second half of the lap, including that sideways stop into the final chicane, Binder was able to reduce it back down to just over half a second.
More misery for HRC. It just goes from bad to worse, doesn't it? How many times have we said that? We can't think it can get any worse, but it simply does. With Marc Marquez absent from this Grand Prix, withdrew this morning, out like Cuona's a retirement. So if you now finish this Grand Prix in Assen, you're going to score a point. Only 15 riders circulating as we look at this brilliant super slow motion replay through the timber chicane. That's the classic shot, isn't it? Bagnaia, Binder and Bezzecchi. Of course, we just saw Miguel Oliveira retire from this Dutch TT. Simon, you got some thoughts, or you've spotted what's gone wrong?
Yes, my first thoughts were he ran straight ahead at the fastest change of direction, which takes the most energy, and with that dislocated shoulder, I imagine that played a part. I went down to the garage. They're not telling me what went wrong. He rode back to the garage, but I watched the debrief, and there was talk of a head shake, you know, the steering pushing the brakes apart and then running straight ahead. So I think he doesn't have the strength in that shoulder to hold on to the bike, causing him problems.
Yeah, thanks to that, Simon. Unfortunately, Miguel Oliveira's race coming to a premature end. He was pretty back on the first part of the Grand Prix. He's up inside the top 6 as the helicopter shot covers off the top 3 just about as Magnaia's feet sat on the left-hand side of your picture. His advantage still just under 7/10 of a second. Binder at second just can't get close enough to shut showed the South African his front wheel. There's Aleix Espargaro continuing his superb ride to fourth place. But it is back-to-back fourth place, and you feel that this was almost as good a ride as what he had here 12 months ago when he came from 15th. Jorge Martin just coming briefly into his shot there. He's fifth. Alex Marquez complete the top six. And now, as we mentioned, if you take the checker flag here in Holland, you're going to score a point because Marini sent back down the 8th. Gian Antonio Moore with only round out the top 10. Really good ride by a pretty wild card Lorenzo Salazar in left on the bridle. The Fernandez boys, Augusto and Raul, 13th and 14th respectively, with the final runner on circuit, Jonas Folger, in 15th spot.
On board with Marco Bezzecchi, a bit of a head shake of his own there, coming through the fast sweepers in the final sector. With this limitless or limited time remaining in this Grand Prix, 10 laps to go, Marco Bezzecchi would surely not be still sat in third place, deliberately saving something for the end, because of course he's got to get past Brad Binder first before he does anything about Pecco Bagnaia. Bezzecchi did pull a 1:33.2 out of the bag last time around, which was 3/10 quicker than the pair up ahead of him, but with 10 laps to go, Bezzecchi, if he has got more of his lead, he can't wait too much longer before he has to launch an attack on Binder, which it looks like he might be doing now, because he knows that he's got to very quickly get off after Bagnaia if he's to complete that double victory here this weekend.
There's been a discharge to get rear tyre trouble here. This is where Bezzecchi's been so good. This is his part of Assen through the high-speed turn 6 and 7 and the attack towards turn 8 Stakova. Binder's trying to immediately respond, but he can't. Bezzecchi then, we are halfway around this lap 17, 10 to go here. You know Binder's just going to go all in, aren't you? Full send here from the South African. The gap then, now Bezzecchi's got into second place. It's just over a second to Bagnaia. What can he do in these final 9 laps or so to try and make it a dream double here in Holland?
Yeah, we're going to find out in the next lap and a half just how much Marco Bezzecchi had up his sleeve. It's up to 1.2 seconds now through the third sector, of course, as Bezzecchi still defending a touch from Brad Binder. Binder right on the rear wheel of Bezzecchi. The last thing in that Mini VR 46-1 here is Binder to attack them into the finals of the game. Binder opts not to do that. His battle in the closing stages might well be with Aleix Espargaro along behind him. So we have 9 laps to go, and Pecco Bagnaia, who did a 33.3 last time around, has 1.28 seconds of an advantage over Marco Bezzecchi. Bezzecchi, though, has got 9 laps to try and close back in on Bagnaia, and this is the lap where we might find out just how much pace Bezzecchi still has at his disposal.
He's done well there. He got his head down as he had to keep the hard charging Binder at bay, because he knew any chance that he had of hunting down Bagnaia and taking the victory here in Assen, he could not afford to let Binder get back immediately to him, because that would have been game over. We can see now just how good the Ducati punches out of that first gear turn number 5. Binder's just powerless, and now into the section of the circuit where Bezzecchi has been so good. It looks like he's breaking Binder finally here.
Straight away in the first sector of this lap, Marco Bezzecchi pulled 0.3 seconds back on Bagnaia. So this is Marco Bezzecchi pulling the pin. He knows he cannot wait any longer. He knows he has to very quickly latch onto the back of Pecco Bagnaia. This is the CCTV footage to get a close look at what happened between Quartararo and Zarco. As we saw in the background earlier on, Quartararo is going to lose the front here, and John Zarco on the outside of him has just got absolutely nowhere to go.
That's a scary one, isn't it? The two Frenchmen are coming together at high speed through that really rapid turn. So that's the second high-speed crash that Johan Zarco's had this weekend. Bezzecchi then now, what can he do? What has he got left for Pecco Bagnaia? We start lap 19 and 26. The gap nearly 1.4 seconds between the two Italians, between the two VR46 Academy colleagues. Binder, we ride on board with now through this tight first sector. He was exactly a 10th behind Bezzecchi to start this lap 19. Don't discount Aleix Espargaro still, though, from potentially sticking his nose in this podium battle, because once again on that last lap he was exactly 900ths quicker than Binder. Not much, but it's just keeping the Aprilia man interested as we move into the final 7.5 laps, and he will also potentially be ready to pounce on Binder's choice of that soft rear tyre.
Must be frustrating for Marco Bezzecchi. He made that mistake into the Gertrude chicane, and all the time that he gained on Bagnaia on that last lap just disappeared again. It's 5-inch Gian Antonio who's gone down at the Distruben hairpin by the looks of it. He was running inside the top 10, but he's now out of this Grand Prix. From the drone cam, you're going to see the Gresini Martini Ducati come into picture and a slow speed gets off the ramp. No more slower crashes around this circuit than that. It's taking Fabio Antonio out of this Grand Prix, but Bezzecchi tries he might. He just can't get any closer to Bagnaia.
Aleix Espargaro is the man on the charge here. He's the man to watch because Aleix Espargaro, we talked about a podium chance. He might be in the hunt here for second place because this has been a fantastic 19th lap here for the Aprilia man. Look at this now. He closes down on Bezzecchi and Binder on the brakes of the Timber chicane. He started this lap, Aleix Espargaro, 7/10 behind Binder. He comes over the line, just under 4/10 down. What a lap that was by Aleix Espargaro. It was his best of the Grand Prix so far, 1:33, 1:87. We can see visually he was closing in on the two men ahead of him. He was 4/10 faster than Binder. This is a brilliant late charge coming here from Aleix Espargaro.
Brad Binder will be thinking, not again, surely not again. Last year, he was overtaken at the very last chicane by Aleix Espargaro. Jack Miller, of course, also fell foul to that move. Aleix Espargaro might be about to deal more late heartache at Assen for Brad Binder. That podium position is coming under threat.
Binder's getting murdered coming out of that first gear to Struben. He's so desperate to get on the gas. We saw him pop a little bit of a wee there as he fired that KTM through the Bahnschlag, and that's just cost him more meters to Bezzecchi ahead of him, and it's dropping him back the clutch to this one, Aleix Espargaro, who is without a podium in 13 Grand Prix since Aragon last year. Can't believe we're saying that. Aleix Espargaro, the big surprise package, wasn't he? The surprise title contender for most of 2022. And Espargaro's pace, his great rhythm, is bringing Roy Martin through as well. Martin just off this podium battle, but he also is circulating in those low 133s, comfortably faster than Bezzecchi and Binder. So the Martinator also potentially on course for a fourth straight Sunday podium in 2023.
Yeah, he's the fastest rider on circuit at the moment, but make no mistake, Marco Bezzecchi hasn't given up on this one just yet. He's 4/10 up on Bagnaia so far on this lap, but Bagnaia tends to be better through that final chicane. Last lap then, Bagnaia did a 1:33.5, but Bezzecchi did a 1:33.190. The lead cut from 1.4 to 1.1 seconds.
It's got a feeling of deja vu, hasn't it, this Assen Grand Prix? A flashback to last year when there were some rain spots falling. It was all about Bagnaia versus Bezzecchi, just as it was in the sprint yesterday. Now that Aleix Espargaro, Binder and Aleix Espargaro, 1:33.4. Nothing between the two men, currently circulating in third and fourth place. He's coming out of that first gear, turn number one, where Binder is suffering. He's not quite got the acceleration of the Ducati, and of course with the soft rear tyre underneath him, that's probably starting to spin up as well as he tries to get the power down. Binder desperately clinging on here for that place on the podium, trying to exact a bit of revenge on this Assen circuit after he lost the podium in the sprint yesterday.
Once again, the first sector is where Marco Bezzecchi is gaining time. Hand over fist on Pecco Bagnaia. It was really the first sector that earned Bezzecchi pole position yesterday because Bagnaia very nearly caught him over the rest of the lap to snatch pole position. The lead is back under a second now between Bagnaia and Bezzecchi. Binder is coming under increasing pressure from Aleix Espargaro. Espargaro could be close enough in the next lap or two to launch an attack into the final chicane, but as we've seen, Brad Binder will not give that one up easily.
The only man in the top five with the soft compound rear tyre is the South African, who has another snake left, right, snap sideways, and that's how hard he's pushing. That factory, you can see there that damaged right aero underneath the fairing of Aleix Espargaro's factory in Aprilia. What a ride this is from the 33-year-old Spaniard. He came over the line exactly 0.3 of a second behind Brad Binder. One issue that Aleix Espargaro has talked incessantly about this season when he is right in the slipstream of a rider ahead of him. He has had big problems with spikes in front tyre pressure and front tyre temperature. Is that going to be a concern for him late on here? Just under 4.5 laps to go here in Assen. Simon, quickly down to you.
Just wanted to give, I think, a deserved shout out for Taka Nakagami. He's matching lap times of for example, what Bagnaia did a lap ago. Just doing an amazing job. I can't believe it, on a machine that not many people want to ride or having much success, staying on it. So shout out to Taka.
Yeah, absolutely, Simon. On that previous lap, Nakagami did find a PB lap of 1:33.534, which was less than a tenth slower than Pecco Bagnaia. There are anxious faces on the right-hand side of the picture. Text guys that former Grand Prix himself, very much a key part of Brad Binder's backroom team here in MotoGP. could feel like a long forward a bit lapse for Binder's boys and girls in that Tech 3, in that Red Bull KTM garage, because Aleix Espargaro, he's been sat on Binder's rear tyre now, hasn't he, for a good 4 or 5 laps, but as we've seen too often this year for Aleix Espargaro, he's been in these positions before, as Alex Marquez gets a long lap penalty for repeatedly exceeding track limits. Marquez currently in 6th place. Yeah, he's got a big advantage over Luke Marie, so that's not going to disturb him too much. It should be a safe P6 for Alex Marquez. His time running out here though for Marco Bezzecchi. He just can't get within sort of striking distance on a 9/10 of a second back to Pecco Bagnaia.
Yeah, on that last lap, Bagnaia responded once again. 33.5, Bezzecchi at 33.8. He might well be out of time now. He's going to have to take 3/4 tenths a lap out of the world champion to catch him from there. What he has done, at least, he's broken Binder, who's now in a defensive job for the remaining stages of this race in 3rd place. Aleix Espargaro, though, swarming along the back of it, and Jorge Martin is now closing in on the back of them through that first sector. Martin took 3/10 out of the pair ahead of him. It is a 3-way fight now for the final podium position.
Just look at, you can see as he goes through the ball just how much that right wing of Aleix Espargaro is flapping around there. I just wonder whether that's a consequence. We haven't really seen that much. I just wonder whether that's maybe some turbulent air, some dirty air that he's picking up behind Brad Binder now. He's got closest to the KTM man, but that right wing really flapping around underneath Aleix Espargaro. Is he lining up a move here? Look, you can see it there on the right hand side as his front brake protector sticking vertically in the air. That was, of course, the first corner contact with Luca Marini. Here comes Jorge Martin as well. There's going to be a late charge coming from the number 89 too, isn't there? We're on board with the man who did the dream double 7 days ago in the sanction ring. He fancies another podium here, doesn't he? Jorge Martin, he knows that there's important world championship points at stake here. With Pecco Bagnaia leading this Grand Prix, he's only going to increase his world championship. So just trying to limit the damage here is Martin. Easier said than done though, because passing Aleix Espargaro and Brad Binder having caught them, well, that's a whole different ball game, isn't it?
Yeah, Martin is miles faster than this pair. He was over half a second quicker than the pair ahead of him. Of course, Aleix Espargaro's pace is largely being dictated by Binder up ahead of him. It's not the finest example aesthetically of an Aprilia we've ever seen, with the brake protector sticking upwards, the aero hanging off on the bottom of it as well, but Aleix Espargaro is still doing a tremendous job on it. Can he fix this puzzle of Brad Binder up ahead of him, who's still hanging on to 3rd place? Come down to the chicane. Aleix Espargaro's urgency here to make a move on Binder might well just pick up now that he knows that Jorge Martin might soon be about to attack him.
He might just have the box clever here, Jorge Martin. He's worked so hard to get himself into this podium battle with Espargaro and Binder directly ahead of it. And he knows, he has seen it throughout this race, just how good his Ducati is at launching and firing out of that first gear to Ruben. That could be where he sets up the move. That's where Bezzecchi found a way through on Binder around the halfway point of this Grand Prix. About to complete lap 24 of 26. Bagnaia 2 laps away from what would be his 4th Grand Prix victory in 8 so far this season, to hammer home his advantage at the front of this World Championship battle heading into the bye week summer break. We ride on board then with Jorge Martin in this tight first sector. We're now going to see whether Ducati has a clear advantage. Here we go, the perfect time to pick up the drone camera as our top 5 men sweep through the first gear, turn number 5. And now Jorge Martin is just going to start clicking through that seamless gearbox on the Ducati. Is he going to be close enough to strike on Aleix Espargaro through 6 and 7? No, he's not quite on this lap.
Bezzecchi can't afford to roll off and set up a second just yet. As you can see, he's only half a second clear of the Binder, Espargaro, Martin battle. They were all quicker than Bezzecchi last time around. Bezzecchi knows that at this stage it's going to take a mistake from Bagnaia for him to take that double victory this weekend. Bagnaia has done such a good job of getting to the front at the right moment, passing Brad Binder, taking advantage of that mistake Binder made into the Gertrude chicane, pulling the pin and moving clear before Bezzecchi was able to get into second place. It's a half-second gap between Bezzecchi and Binder, but surely the battle here is between 3rd, 4th and 5th place. Aleix Spargo, is he going to produce more last lap heroics into the Timber chicane?
Bezzecchi was kicking himself for the missed opportunity to capitalise on that pole position. He dropped behind Bagnaia and Binder right at the start of yesterday's sprint, was able to quickly work his way toward the pair of them, but this time around, missing that launch off the line, then just spending a little bit too long behind Brad Binder, as that cost him his home career. On the last lap then, Pecco Bagnaia has an advantage of 1 second to defend here between himself and more glory in the Netherlands. Here comes Aleix Spargo. Is there going to be more fireworks from him into that Timber chicane? He got on the inside of both Binder and Miller here 1 year ago. He cuts a tight line on that factory Aprilia. Surely it's all going to come down to turn 16 and 17 in this battle for the final place on the podium. He can't relax it because Martin wants a piece of the cake as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, Aleix Spargo is surely going to be thinking block pass here. He's probably thinking at the moment, make sure I don't lose 4th place to Martin. But look how much quicker he is than Binder through the fast corners of turns 6 and 7. This is turn 8 now. The short squirt up towards the Bult, turn 9, and then they begin to wind through the gears through Mandeveen and into the fast final sector. Can Aleix Spargo get close enough?
Bagnaia has this one covered up, doesn't he, barring any late dramas, any late disasters for him. He is going to take back-to-back wins here in the Dutch TT, just like his manager and mentor Valentino Rossi did in 2004 and 2005. Binder's had a fantastic second and third sector. It looks like he has done enough. He's kept enough in the tank here to hold off Aleix Spargo. It may well lose 4th place here, but into the Timber chicane they come. There's no late drama here for Aleix Spargo. In the Dutch TT in 2023, it's Pecco Bagnaia who takes the victory. Brilliant performance by the reigning world champion. The fireworks erupt on the main grandstand and at the Timber chicane. Bagnaia wins it from Marco Bezzecchi. Brad Binder somehow does hold on for 3rd place. Brilliant job by him. Aleix Spargo, 4th place. He took it by a whisker. 9/1000 of a second clear of Jorge Martin, who takes 5th place. Big day. Big moment of the championship then for Pecco Bagnaia. He does get revenge on Marco Bezzecchi. The embrace here at the end of 26 very tough, mentally and physically demanding laps here in Assen. And going into our 5-week summer break, it's a 35-point lead for world champion Pecco Bagnaia. What a shot, man. It's 105,000 fans here today in Assen, and they were treated to another race of brilliance, weren't they, by Pecco Bagnaia. Superb job by him. 1.2 seconds he was ahead of Marco Bezzecchi. 1:33.837 on that last lap by Bagnaia. Made sure that there was no chance for Bezzecchi to come through. Martin does take 5th place. He was so close. Just look at the exit he's going to get here on the Timber chicane. It's going to be, what, the width of the front tyre between him and that 4th place. Aleix Spargo will feel that that's some justice. He hangs on for 4th place after what happened to him in the first corner, riding a damaged factory Aprilia to 4th spot. Alex Marquez rounds out the top 6. Top 10s for Marini, Nakagami, Morbidelli and Augusto Fernandez, and points for Savadori, Ralph Fernandez, Bradle and Folger. Just 14 finishers. That was a race of attrition, wasn't it, in the hottest conditions of the season so far. We lost the likes of Viñales, Quartararo, Zarco, Bastianini. But Pecco Bagnaia, job done for him. Bagnaia heads to the beach.
Brad Binder on the podium in 3rd place. We don't believe that graphic is correct, incidentally. There is nothing on our timing screens that matches that from Brad Binder, so we don't believe there is deja vu for KTM.
If that is correct, then good luck the person who has to tell Brad Binder that he has done it again. Yeah, there's a bit of confusion here because we're not sure. It's
Yeah, I think they're on the podium. Yeah, it is now up on our timing screens.
I can't
For the
believe it.
2nd day in a row, Brad Binder loses a podium due to track limits on the final lap.
Can you believe this? Brad Binder, another bombshell for the South African, because for the 2nd time in 24 hours, Brad Binder has had a podium snatched away post-race after the checkered flag, just like he did yesterday, celebrating 3rd place at the end of the Tissot sprint, celebrating 3rd place at the end of the Grand Prix, and lightning is going to strike twice. This is incredible. If you exceed the track limit on the last lap, it's an automatic 1-position demotion, and history does repeat itself in the most cruelest of fashions. But Brad Binder, your heart goes out to him and to the factory KTM squad. They can't believe it. Jack Miller was out at the start of lap 2 at the first corner. And Brad Binder, history does repeat itself. Lightning does strike twice. I'm gobsmacked. I cannot believe what I've witnessed. For the second time then, in 2 days, Brad Binder takes the checkered flag in third place. 39 race laps where he's dug so deep for the podiums, and there is only the reward of fourth. Oh, that's going to be another tough one to swallow, but it's Aleix Espargaro yesterday.